writing? Oh, science.
Yes, today is science class, okay?
Right.
So, do you remember last time we studied science? What we saw? So let's look at this right here, okay? So do you remember we compared flowers?
Yes, we compare many flowers.
Right, and we looked at the flowers' leaves, we looked at their seeds and all of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so today we are going to study lesson 2, okay? And this one is flowers and fruits.
Flower and fruit.
Yes, so let's look at this blue box down here, okay? Could you read this question, please?
Look and wonder, how can this bean plant make a new plant?
Okay, so think about it for a second. How do you think this plant can make a new one? What do you think?
Use some sunshine. But if we eat one bean, and then we need to grow another bean plant, how can we do that?
That's a good question. Let's read and let's see if we find out, okay?
All right.
Okay. So while we're reading, let's think about this question here, okay, to see if we can answer it after. Okay. So we're going to go, this is like a little hands-on activity. But
wait, is that observe?
This one says explore.
Explore.
Yes, so this, we're not going to do this part because we need to have some lima beans with us, okay? To do like a small experiment. So we're just going to go straight into the reading, okay?
All right.
So it says, read together and learn. Could you read the 4 vocabulary words that we're going to encounter in this reading, please?
Stamen, pollen, pistil, seeds coat.
Very good.
Seed has coat?
It looks like it. We're going to see what they are, okay?
All right.
So it says, how do flowers make seeds? Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Flower has special parts so they can make new plants. The stamen of the flower makes pollen. A sticky powder, the pistil, makes in the pollen and makes seeds. The seeds can grow into new plants.
Very good. Okay, so let's look at this picture so we can understand a little better what we read, okay?
All right.
So this part in the center right here, in the middle of the flower, is the stamen, okay?
The stamen.
Stamen. This is what makes the pollen, okay? So remember from the last chapter, we talked about the bees. When they fly to a flower, they stop and they take the pollen.
Oh, the pollen can make honey?
No, the honey are made by the bees in the hives. So that's a little bit different. But this is found in the middle of the center of the flowers, okay? And it's sticky and it's powder. So this part right here is the pistil, okay? Pistil. So the pistil is going to take the pollen, okay? And it's going to make a little seed, okay? So the seed, yeah, so the seed is like a baby plant, okay? And that's how, yes, and that's how the new plant is going to grow.
All right.
So could you read down here, please?
Pollen moves from the stamen to the little plant.
to the pistil.
Pistil. I can write down in my notebook.
Yes. And if you want, you can also draw the little picture so you know what it is.
Oh, I can just explain. Pistil,
Okay.
little plant.
Well, the pistil is the bottom part of the stamen.
Is that 2L, right?
Yeah. No, it's Pistil.
No. Pistil.
Yes.
Little plant.
Well, it's the pistil is this part right here. So it's the part under the stamen. So stamen are these little two things in the middle of the flower.
Does it look like a little plant?
It looks like a little, like a kind of a straight little line going in the middle of the plant. Okay.
All right.
All right. So could you read this next one, please?
The flower grows bigger and the petals fell off. It's grown into a fruit.
Wow, okay. So this is the first stage of the flower, and then it starts getting bigger.
Bigger.
And the petals fall off, okay? These yellow things are the petals. So they fall, and then what grows in the bottom?
A fruit. Is that a watermelon?
I think it's a watermelon. It looks like it.
A pumpkin, a watermelon.
I think it's probably a watermelon, right?
Yeah.
So let's see, can you read this third one over here, please?
The fruit protects the seed inside.
Okay, so we read about that last time, right? All the seeds are inside, and that way the wind or rain or anything won't hurt them. They're safe inside.
Yes, very safe.
Oh, look, it's a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
So it's like a type of melon.
Melon, okay.
Okay. So let's see. Oh, it's this one right here, the cantaloupe.
Oh, I know. I hate the cantaloupe. It's
Really? Okay, so let's keep reading. Go ahead.
Animals such as birds and bees can move pollen from the stamen to the pistil. Wild and water can move pollen too. After pollen lands in the pistil, the flower starts to lose the petals. The flower begins to grow into new fruits. Grow into fruits with seeds.
Okay, very good. So we said that you have the stamen on top and then the pistil is on the bottom, right?
Yes.
So with the help of the bees, the pollen, okay, so that little dust that's inside is going to go into the pistil, so into the bottom part. And once it goes down there, little seeds are going to start forming, and then we get the fruit, okay?
Yes.
So let's look at this picture right here. What does it say?
After the fruit is ripe, it falls to the ground.
Okay, why do you think, what is one reason you think that, so you have the flower and then the little fruit, why do you think when it's ripe, it just falls to the ground?
Because the fruit is bigger and very heavy. I think the plants can't hold the fruit and it fell to the ground.
Excellent thinking, Alita. Yes, very good. Okay, so let's read right here what it says about the cantaloupe.
The seeds inside the fruits can grow into new plants. Ooh.
Wow, so actually if we were to take all of these seeds and maybe plant a couple, around a garden, we could probably get many cantaloupe plants, okay? So imagine how many plants we could get with all these seeds.
My mom used these seeds. They can't eat the seeds, so they just throw into the garbage right away.
Yeah, I think most people just throw them away. Because we don't eat them, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. How do seeds look? So go ahead.
How do seeds look? Most plants need seeds to make new plants. Seeds need light, water, and food to grow. Seeds have food inside them to help them grow. There are many different shapes and size of seeds.
Okay, thank you. So what are the 3 things that a seed needs to grow?
Light, water, food.
Very good. Okay, so light, water, and food. Okay, so let's look at, this is a marigold. Okay, so this is the name of this flower. And these right here are the type of seeds of a marigold. So what does it say?
A marigold seed is small and thin.
Okay, so
it's very tiny.
Very tiny, right? And you can see they're actually kind of, very, very thin, right? Okay, so let's look down here. Look at this flower. Isn't it beautiful?
No, it looks like a monster with so many tentacles.
Yeah, it does look like a monster, but I think the color is very pretty. I like hot pink. Okay, so let's see. Look, this is the seed for this flower.
I knew the seeds. We often use them to have some like, we eat them. We don't eat them, but we give them a flavor.
Oh, okay. Like a seasoning, kind of.
I think we often use this, like cucumber.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's read about this flower or this seed.
This pod is shaped like a star, and it has so many seeds. The shape of the seed pod and the flower are alike.
Okay, so this is actually not only a seed. This is a seed pod, which means that it carries many seeds, okay? So in these little things, you can probably find seeds and also in the middle, okay?
Oh.
And it actually looks like the flower, right? They have a similar shape.
No, the flower is more like a monster. This one is okay. This one is just okay. Like a star.
Right, yeah. Okay. But they're both kind of pointy, though.
No, that one has tentacles.
Tentacles, okay. So let's go on. Do you have any questions so far about any of this?
No, well.
Okay, so let's go over here. Okay, could you read this, please?
So seeds have many parts. All seeds have seed coats, which protects the seed. Seed coats also keep the seeds from drying out. Some seeds also have hard shells.
Okay, so this is what you were asking about, right? The seed coats.
Seed coats, yeah. Seeds have coats.
It looks like they do. Okay, so let's read about this picture right here.
It's a peanuts.
Okay, so what does it say? Right here.
Peanuts are seeds. They grow underground.
Wow, did you know that? Did you know they grow underground?
Yes, we know that.
You know that? Okay, let's read about this one right here.
The shell is hard and the light brown. The seed coat of a peanut is thin and dark brown. This part is tiny. This part is a tiny plant. It will grow bigger and bigger. This part gives food to the tiny plant so it can grow.
Okay, very good. So let's go over the parts of the peanut, okay?
Yes.
So what do we have here?
Ooh, is the coat of the dark brown?
No, what is this?
I think the dark brown. I think this is the shell.
Right. So this is the shell. What is this little brown layer?
This one, I think, is the coat.
Right. Okay. So we have the peanut, right? And then we have the coat that is covering the peanut. So what is the purpose of the coat? So from what you read here, what does it say? What is the purpose?
This part is tiny plant. This not the seed coat of a peanut is thin and dark brown.
Okay, but over here, what does it say that the seed coat does?
Seed coat which protects the seed. Seed coats also help keep the seeds from drying out. Some seeds also have hard shells.
Okay, so it protects the seed and it keeps it from drying out. Okay, very good. And then we have this tiny part. Have you ever seen this part on a peanut?
Yes, yeah. I eat the part.
Right, we all eat this part, right?
Yes.
That is actually a tiny, tiny plant inside the peanut. And
is the seed?
Well, if you would put the actual peanut in the soil, this little part would be what would start growing and growing into a plant.
But how can we make more seeds? What does the seed look like of the peanut?
The peanut is the actual seed.
Okay.
This right here. Yeah. So if you would take this and plant it in the soil, this little part would be what would grow and grow with water and would start to turn into this big plant, like right here.
All right.
Okay, and then we have this part inside of the peanut, and that's what gives the peanut the food and everything it needs to grow.
All right.
Okay, so let's go on to the next page. How do seeds move? Okay. Go ahead.
How do seeds move? If the seeds did not move, plants could always grow in the same pot. Animals help move seeds to new plants. Many animals eat fruit and later they leave the seeds in the fruits behind. Some animals like squirrel bury seeds and may not return to get them. Some seeds stick to the fur to animal. The seeds get a ride to a new place.
Very good. Okay, so here it talks about many ways, that seeds move around places, right?
Yes.
So one way is when animals eat the seeds, right? Or they may eat the fruit.
Yes.
And later they go to the bathroom, and so they leave the seeds. Yeah, and so they leave the seeds on the grass, right?
Oh boy, that must be very yucky.
It is very yucky, but it's nature, and that's a way that, seeds move around and then plants start growing. So what is another way that seeds move?
Very seed may not return to get them. Some seeds stick to the fur of animal. The seed gets a ride to a new place.
So why do you think seeds would get stuck into the fur of an animal?
Oh boy, it will be weird. So they need to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
And they go to the bathroom, and so they how can I explain this?
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. So
and like glue, like they poop out and the glue stick to the fur. I don't know how to explain.
Okay. So yeah, that is, and it's also nature. That is one way that it's also good for the grass, and that's how many plants start growing all over different areas. Okay, so it's actually a very effective, a very good way of planting more trees.
All right.
So let's read about this baboon.
Baboon.
Okay.
All right. This young baboon is eating a fruit with seeds.
Okay, so that baboon is eating, right? So he's carrying the seeds, by eating them. And then he's gonna do his business. Let's see how this animal is carrying the seeds.
This bison is carrying seeds on this fur.
So look at his fur. Do you see all of these right here?
Oh, these are seeds.
All of these are seeds. So maybe he got in the mud, and maybe he, when he was eating grass, he was maybe near many plants, and so the plants got stuck on his face, right?
Oh, so that's what they call stuck in the face or stuck in the fur.
Yes, I think so. But I think also what you were thinking might also be right. It's possible. And so I think with time, the seeds are going to start falling off and new plants are going to grow.
Yeah.
Okay. So any questions from this?
No?
Nope. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Okay, can you read, please?
Oceans and rivers can move seeds too. Seeds fall into the water and they end up in new places. Wild can also move seeds. Some seeds are light enough for the wind to carry them far away. But
okay. Yes?
I have a question, but if they carry them away, if the seeds fell into the poop, how can they survive?
Well, I think it's talking about not so much the pool. Maybe it's talking about oceans, rivers, lakes, anywhere where there's soil around.
But
because
when they carry them, they can't just float into the garbage bag and they're carried away by someone fishing.
That's true. That's very true. So I think that many seeds that are carried away by wind, many of them, as you said, don't grow into plants because they fall into, maybe a pool, a trash can, anywhere. But many seeds actually do fall into grass or into mountains or into soil, and that's how they start growing, okay? So oceans, rivers, wind can move seeds, right? Aside from animals.
See you later.
See you later.